give us the overview today for each company, if you don't mind, as they stand. Go ahead.
Yeah. Interestingly, they're both roughly about the same size, roughly about 60 people. So first of all, I continued to run both companies up until the end of 2018. And it was at that point I just said that's it. I can't keep doing it. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the companies. The companies themselves need dedicated leadership. And it was really around that time that we'd started to sever all the remaining connections. And so as of today, I remain the only link between the two companies, and I'm CEO of Solid Power, and I'm the board chairman of Roccor, and that's it. All other back office functions have been severed, physically located in two entirely different locations. But both roughly about 60 person, although Roccor is looking to add a fairly significant amount of folks this year. And both have been wildly successful. Solid Power's front, we closed our first equity investment round in 2018, pretty large one, 26 million.
Congratulations.
And today we're gearing up for Series B, and that's going to be a bit bigger. And Roccor, Roccor has been, really, really successful in their business model. They have, they used a lot of those R&D funds that I talked about, but they used them for the purpose that they were intended for, which was really to kind of get you up and running, get some products. But the company itself needs to focus on actually generating true sales revenues. And that is, in fact, indeed what's happening today with Roccor. I mean, that's really what's driving its growth. The company's going to see about 100% growth in 2020 over 2019.
Wow.
That's driven just by the number of commercial programs that are coming through the door. And again, just so the listeners are aware, these are wildly different companies. Solid Power is doing advanced battery systems for future electric mobility, and Roccor does components for small satellites. So think constellations of satellites for doing things like space-based communication, internet, etc.
Why these two businesses? Why? What led you down that path? I mean, did you just okay, I want to start a battery company? Talk to me. How'd you get to that point? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so Roccor was a team first kind of company. So in other words, it was gather people that I'd worked with and just really, really we complemented one another. But also it's in my technical wheelhouse. So again, I am trained as a aerospace structural engineer. So that's a lot of what I had done throughout my career was, different components, solar arrays, antennas, booms, et cetera, for satellite systems. So it sort of makes sense. And a lot of the people a lot of the relationships I developed over my career were kind of in that space. So that one on paper makes absolute sense. Solid Power certainly doesn't. I'm not a chemist, as I like to say. I hated chemistry in college. And this is, I'm basically running a chemistry company. Solid Power was formed as idea first. So basically I was approached by a couple of professors at the University of Colorado. The last business I had left, I had actually managed a lithium ion battery group. So I'd spent 2 years kind of really getting an understanding of lithium ion batteries. And these guys approached me just through some professional society networking and said, hey, we want to form a business. And that's how I got involved. And again, it was idea technology first. Roccor was more team first.
The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.